All rise. Judge for the B court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1009, Moore versus Davis.
Thank you.
Ms. Moore.
Okay, thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Moore,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, my husband, or I'm sorry, ex-husband, we have a mutually beneficial agreement with our children where he keeps them at night and I keep them during the day.
Okay.
But my job no longer allows me to stay home with them during the day, and I would like for them to go to daycare now during the day, and he does not want them to.
All right, everyone, get ready because this is going to be very interesting. A mother wants to put her children in daycare, but the father is saying no. It may seem like a small problem, but it is much bigger than that. This case is about shared custody, money, and a father who thinks daycare is full of germs. Judge Bundy takes control and the mother quickly explains why she is here. Her job will not let her stay home anymore, so daycare is needed. But the father refuses to agree and stands strong on his decision. He does not trust daycare and believes family care is the better choice. But here is the problem. He has never even gone to the daycare to check if his fears are true. This case is turning into a big fight between logic and feelings. The mother wants a proper routine and a safe place for the children, but the father wants to control where they stay. The judge is ready to stop all the arguing and focus on what is really important. Now let us see what happens next.
How old are the children?
2 years and 18 months.
Okay. And you already picked out the daycare you want them to go to and everything like
Yes.
that? How much is it?
It is $500 a month
$500 for both children?
for one child, so it's $1,000 a month for both children.
Oh, okay.
It's a nationally accredited daycare.
Okay. That's not bad for 2 kids. What's your opposition to that?
Well, I don't think they should be in daycare. I think she should stay with them like we originally planned. I didn't get a chance to check out the daycare. I just would rather them stay with her mom or one of our family members.
Okay. Did you let him know which daycare?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
He was invited to go meet the teachers and do the tour, but he opted not to go.
So you did have an opportunity to go?
Yeah, I was invited, but I don't really want my kids in that daycare. I don't want to be in that
What's
daycare.
wrong with the daycare?
They're full of germs. For starters, I
this
mean...
courtroom is full of germs.
Okay, but children germs, they're next level.
Okay, do they disinfect the daycare?
I don't know that.
They do.
Right, you don't know. So you haven't even had the opportunity, you haven't taken the opportunity to try to do any.
The mother explains everything in a clear way. She and her ex-husband made a deal. She took care of the children during the day, and he took care of them at night. But now she has a full-time job, so she cannot stay home anymore. Her answer to the problem is daycare. And not just any daycare, but a well-known and trusted one that gives learning, safety, and proper care. But here is where things get difficult. The father does not agree with the plan. Did he go to the daycare to see it? No. Did he check if it is good? No. His only reason for saying no is that he believes all daycares are full of germs. It is true that every daycare has germs, but that is not a strong reason to say no to the whole idea. The mother feels upset and says the real problem is not daycare, it is his big fear of germs. She believes this is not about what is best for the children. It is about him wanting to have full control. She even thinks this problem was one of the reasons they broke up. The father is refusing a smart and simple plan, not because of real facts, but because of his own fears. And the judge? She is already starting to understand what is really happening here.
Rather than be with family, people we know.
Okay, I mean, that's a valid point.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes.
I'm a doctor. I'm around germs all day. This
Okay.
is one reason that we did not work out.
It's a big problem.
My ex-husband is a germaphobe, and he feels like if the children aren't kept in a bubble basically all day, that something terrible is going to happen to them. But that's no reason. That's no way for these kids to live. And I have to go save lives every day, while he just sits in his living room hermetically sealed off living room in
That's
his.
dramatic.
Well, it's not that dramatic. What's dramatic is he wouldn't even show up for this tour at the daycare so he could see that it is a clean daycare. It's nationally accredited. Also, our children would have loved to have seen you.
Okay, look, with all due respect, I'm only in, I don't even want to be in this courtroom, Your Honor. It's,
I can understand that. Sometimes I don't want to be here.
I don't wanna be here.
So, I
yeah,
mean,
but I'm here. I'm here for the kids, and I would prefer if they weren't in a daycare, if they were at someone, one of our family members, where we can give them special instructions on cleaning and what the children need to stay healthy.
well, I definitely understand, and I agree. In a lot of cases, it is good for the children to be around a family member and everything like that. However, age 2 years old, and what was the other age?
18 months.
18 months. I mean, it's nothing wrong with them going to school already. You do want them to start learning a lot of things. You just do. There are some things that you guys are not going to be able to teach them at home. Not that you can't, it's just you may not have the time to do it. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, but I do think it's a good idea for you to go and speak to the teachers, look around the daycare, see about the cleanliness of it and everything.
Now the father speaks, and his point is very clear. He does not trust daycare. He keeps saying the children should stay with family, where he can make sure everything is clean. But there is a big problem with what he is saying. He never even went to see the daycare himself. How can he be so sure it is not good when he has never even looked at it? Then comes the biggest problem of all, his deep fear of germs. The mother speaks up right away. She says his obsession with keeping everything clean was a big problem in their relationship. And from the way he is acting now, she is completely right. He wants the children to live in a world with no germs at all, but that is not how life works. The judge is not fooled. She tells him that germs are everywhere, even in the courtroom where they are standing. A well-known and trusted daycare cannot just be rejected because of fear. If his only reason for saying no is germs, then he is not going to win this case. And as he stands there listening, he is slowly starting to see that everything is slipping out of his hands.
The agreement is just going to stand what it is. You guys keep doing your agreement where you have your time with the children, and you keep rotating like that. Nobody should pay child support in this type of situation. But what I will do to make sure that daycare does get paid is that you guys split it. So $1,000, you pay $500, you pay $500, and it's going to go through the Attorney General of Texas. And that's just the best way to do it, because that at least ensures that the children's daycare is paid for month to month.
Oh, okay, but now I'm paying for the daycare that I don't want them to go to, and I have them at night. She's supposed to be responsible for the day. If they were in night care, I would pay for it, and I just don't see how this is fair. She makes 3 times as much money as I do.
Right, but you guys have been splitting the children, right? You've been splitting the children, and it's not a bad idea. And honestly, that's a very reasonable cost for 2 children at a daycare, because a lot of times, especially the younger a child is, the 18-month-old, it could be more expensive than that. And I think that's fair. Or, I could base, let me see, how much money you make a year? Let's see. Your document says $62,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like for me to base child support that you pay her off of $62,000 a year? Because I can assure you it will be more than $500.
Then no.
Okay, well, in that case, is there anything further?
Now the law takes control, and the judge does not wait to make a decision. The children will go to daycare. It is a place where they will learn, grow, and make friends, something they will not get if they stay home all the time. The father's worries are not based on real facts, so the choice is clear. But there is still one big question: who will pay for daycare? The judge keeps it simple. Both parents will share the cost, paying $500 each. That sounds fair, right? But the father does not agree at all. He argues that since daycare happens during the mother's time, she should pay for it all by herself. The judge is not happy with that. She gives him a strong and clear warning. If he keeps fighting about this, child support rules will be used, and he will probably end up paying even more money. The message is clear. He can either share the cost in a fair way, or he can make things worse for himself. And as he listens, he is slowly starting to see that arguing may not be the best choice for him. More than $500 per month? Faced with that reality, the father quickly steps back. The decision is final, and the court moves forward. Just like that, the case is settled. The father did not want daycare, but personal fears cannot stand in the way of what is best for the children. The judge made a decision based on their needs, not on what makes a parent feel comfortable. And in this case, daycare was clearly the right choice. As for the cost, both parents had to share it. The father tried to fight it, but the numbers did not work in his favor. The judge made one thing very clear. If he pushed too much, he would end up paying even more. He had no choice but to accept the outcome. This is how the system keeps things fair. This case teaches an important lesson. When parents share custody, they must work together. It is not about control. A parent's personal fears do not change what is real. And in a courtroom, when fear and logic face each other, logic always wins.